that's pretty good. Kind of wobbly, but oh my gosh, I'm always wearing my Mariah shirt. I'm recording. I'm always wearing my Mariah shirt, guys. Ah, oh, my cibora. Okay, so you may ask, why are you in your vehicle? And I hope this is not like super like shaky. Well, last night when I was doing my medicine change, I discovered that my catheter has a crack in it. The connector has a crack in it. The blue clave is holding the medication crack together. So I have no leakage, but my catheter is cracked. So I'm headed to Houston, and I'm kind of surprised because I have a catheter. I've had the catheter in my chest for 10 years now. Yeah, since I was 30. I'm 40 in June. And so usually the catheters last like 4 years. It's only been 2 years since my last like catheter tear. They're called stress tears. Usually it's the plastic soft part that tears from stress just over time, and they usually last about 4 years. This catheter is on my YouTube channel when I got it replaced, and that was 2 years ago. I looked it up last night, and I thought, dang, this one only lasted 2 years, because where it cracked is actually where it was manufactured, you can see. And so just, I guess from usage, it just has a small stress crack. Last night when I put the medication line onto the catheter, I didn't have a clave in between, and so that's how I discovered that it was cracked. And I was like, oh, no big deal, because for a whole year, initially when I first got on IV therapy, the nurse that taught me how to mix the medication and take care of my site, he was a guy, and he didn't teach me to use claves in between the medication. What is a clave? Let me just show you. This blue thing is the clave. This is the catheter, and this is the med line. So for a whole year, I never used a clave. I always just had the catheter hooked up to the med line. This clear was attached to the white for like a year. It's not only when I transferred to the Houston doctor, when I transferred to San Antonio doctor, they were like, why don't you have claves on? And they taught me what claves do and stuff like that. And since then, I have now used the clave. So the clave is what's holding the crack right here together. So there's no leakage of any kind. I wouldn't have known that I had the crack had I not put a clave on. So for a year I didn't use a clave, so that's why I was like, oh, I don't need a clave. I just closed my connection, attached my med line onto my catheter, and I was just like went on living my life because I just didn't have one right in front of my face. And then like my shirt was wet, and I was like, what the heck, right? So I went and I looked at it, and the catheter plastic on the very bottom, not the soft part but the hard part here, it's cracked. And so I was like, wow, okay. So I put the clave on and I checked if there was leakage. There was no more leakage, but it doesn't matter because you can get infection, can go into that line, and it needs to be changed and replaced immediately. So I'm on my way to Houston, because if I don't replace it and there's any leakage, that's gonna start affecting my breathing and my heart, and it's not great. And I feel really, really great. I feel very strong, like in my pH, everything's holding stable, and I don't want any kind of inference, is that the right word? Like, I don't want any kind of interference with any of my medications because I feel so stable. And so I gotta go get this replaced because it's super dangerous. Any cracks, anything in your line, it needs to be replaced. And never, ever, ever let them tell you we can just repair it. Never, ever, ever let them tell you that they can repair it. Can it be done? Yes. Do you want that? No. Because the repair has been given to me before. I wasn't asked if I wanted a repair. I was told I was getting a repair. They went in and repaired the line. Go look at my other videos. I will link those videos down below so that you can see what even a repair is. I was told I was getting a repair. They put the repair on me with no information about how long is this gonna last? When does it need to be replaced? What's going on with it? And in the middle of the night, that repair gave way and I was bleeding out onto my mattress. Woke up with a line on the floor, no medication. Thank you, God, I don't have a blood issue and I'm not on blood thinners because my bed was full of blood. My body was full of blood. I woke up wet, full of blood. It was the worst experience of my whole entire life. There's videos on that. You can go look. I'm going to put them down below. Terrible. Never, ever, ever get the repair. Just go in, get the surgery, and get your line repaired. Always get a new line. Never repair. I know. You're like, okay, we get it. You stop repeating it. No, I'm going to keep repeating it. That's what I tell my kids. If I repeat it, it makes me feel good because I told you. Never get a repair. Always get a new line. I've had the purple lines before. I don't know their name, the formal name. But Hickman Catheter is always my go-to. Do not put anything else in me. Hickman Catheter line is the best. They usually last the longest, but for some reason this one only lasted 2 years. So so I'm headed to Houston, y'all.
Be there soon.
Be there soon. Okay, guys. I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but I just wanted to talk about it because it was so cool. On the way over here, like many of you guys know, I'm going to repeat it again for like new people. I travel five and a half hours for treatment because my pH is so advanced. Where I live, no doctors or pulmonologists or like medical teams know how to deal with any kinds of these medications. So I always travel like really far when I'm getting any kind of treatment. So on the way over here, we're driving on the road and we saw the most beautiful flower we had ever seen. And Rod was like, what is that? And I was like, oh my God, that's, let me see, hold on. Let me Google it real quick. I have it here. That is a agave death flower. And I had just learned about it like literally 3 weeks ago on TikTok. And I was scrolling and there was a lady, she was talking about her agave death bloom. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so special. Well, agave plants live to be like 100 years old. And after they're 100 or like so, it could be like a little bit longer than 100 years, but they live around 100 and something years. And at the end of their life cycle, like they die and they shoot out this bloom and it's like a flower. It looks like a tree, but it's like a flower. And it's called the agave death bloom. And that bloom only holds its state for like 3 to 4 months or something like that. And so it's like really rare to see. It's like extremely rare to see. If you planted an agave plant, you wouldn't see it for 100 years. So it's like very rare. And so I told him like, oh my God, like turn around, like I gotta film it. It's so special. And it was like a super special, magical moment. And I just think that the synchronicities of life are so perfect. Like it's like divine order, you know? So it's like, had my Hickman not cracked on this day, we would not be traveling all those hours away from our home to see that specific plant die within 3 to 4 months of its 100-year cycle. And that's like such a gift, you know? And I just filmed it, and I'm gonna put the clip in here so you guys can see it, or maybe I'll like put it on the side here, to like experience something like that. And I just thought it was so cool. And so I'm gonna share that in this video, that like, even if your experience or your challenge is like difficult, if you're, you know, facing anything with a positive mindset, like there's so many other gifts along the way that you can like experience. And it was so cool. I got to tell like Rod, and Rod is like, what is that? It's so cool. And we were just like filming it, and then I was telling him what it was, and it was just really, really neat. So
hey, good evening.
hi. Okay, so today I'm gonna have my procedure done. They're gonna switch out my catheter. They're gonna take this one out and put a new one. They did offer me the repair kit. Oh, I was like, absolutely not. I talk about the repair kit in my other video. You can go to that video and watch it, and I give you the whole rundown. It's different for everybody. Everybody make their own decision. But I would always recommend never, ever, ever get that repair kit. I'm gonna keep repeating that over and over again. But I'm very sleepy. It's like 5 a.m. and I had to take a shower. Well, I took a shower because I prefer to take a shower before I do my surgery. But I'm like barely awake. We'll see how it goes afterward. Right now I still have my old one. And I have a, what is this thing?
I don't know.
Tracking device. I'm just kidding, I don't know what it is. I think it's like for our heart rate and stuff. Telemetry. See how it goes.
Okay. Okay, what happened today?
I got a
No surgery.
No surgery for my Hickman catheter, which is this. They didn't replace it like they were supposed to. They switched it, and they gave me a right heart catheterization to hopefully start me on a new med next time I come. So since there was an opening for me to get this done, they were like, oh great, go ahead and take it. And I was like, okay. So I got a right heart cath done today.
And when you do
a surprise right heart cath done
didn't expect
today.
that.
Yeah.
So now what are we doing?
So now I wait till this pain med wears off, and then I'm like, oh, that's when the little rolls in.
Yeah.
The pain. I'm not there yet. I'm still numb.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow, hopefully, they'll do the catheter for my cracked line.
And get to go home, hopefully.
Then I get to go home. I'm so excited.
So we had a very eventful morning.
Very eventful. First, I went to surgery, and Ron was like, bye, going to surgery. I was like, bye.
We came back.
And then I came right back, and he was like, what are you doing here? I was like, I'm not having surgery.
And then I take you for.
And then the doctor came in, and he was like, there's an opening for this. Can you do it? And I was like, sure. I'm starving anyway. So they whisked me off that way. And Ron was like, bye again.
Yeah.
And I was like, bye. So now I'm back, and I can rest.
Yeah. Rest.
For another hole tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
Today I have a hole in my neck, and tomorrow I have a hole in my chest.
We'll see how that goes.
See how that goes.
Okay. So, it's 5 in the morning again.
It's 5 in the morning again. It's time for me to go get my Hickman replaced. And I'm very sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm awake, but barely. And I'm freezing.
Hopefully you get it done this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it done this time. I have my right heart cath, neck, and now I'm gonna have this chest.
And you get poked up.
Yeah. Then I get to go home.
I want some Vietnamese soup. So I'm just like, can get me some nice pho after this. Reward myself.
Yep.
It's gonna be great. I'm excited. In a good way.
A good way.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you in a bit.
Just breathing.
Okay. How do you feel?
Like shit. Got a new line.
You got a new line.
Ooh, it has blood on it.
Mm-hmm. We're zooming on the blood.
Ew, yuck. And then it's all covered. Doesn't look scary yet.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that hurts.
Well, it's over now.
Mm.
And time to
I
recover.
just lay on my right heart cath pain. Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God. Okay, we'll be heading home soon.
Bruh.
Alright, well, glad it's over. We got it done. Now time to recover.
I look like poo-poo.
You look beautiful.
Ow! I'm getting discharged. I look really beat up though. They intubated my throat, so my throat is like not feeling good. It feels scratchy.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Happy. I'm going home with my new replacement part. Do the like Groot. Don't move any of this.
Yeah.
I got right heart cath, Hickman replacement. All this is like
Beat up.
not moving at all.
Yeah.
My legs are. And I'm happy about my legs moving.
Yeah.
I'm happy my legs. I get to stand up.
Yeah.
I just get to, like in my favorite movie. I'm sorry, I keep looking off camera because I'm looking at Rod. My favorite movie is Death Becomes Her. One of my favorite movies, need I say. And she sits with Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep. And I say, we just need to be very careful with ourselves. I just need to be very careful with myself.
Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you right now, very
Careful with ourselves.
you know. Well, glad it's over.
Me too.
Just you
Legs
when
go.
you say that you